Hi there, it's Dawn here at Stickletown. Day before Christmas Eve, so I'm just doing the last few things ready for the holidays. And today I'm doing some Scottish tablet, or as we used to call it, Swiss milk toffee. And it's something that goes right back to my childhood and my parents before me. Coming of course from Scotland. It's similar to a fudge, but it's not a fudge, and there's absolutely nothing healthy about this, so this is why it's only really done as a treat. It's butter, condensed milk, sugar and full fat milk, so yeah, there's nothing healthy about this at all. So I hope everybody's Christmas preparations are going well, and you're getting all ready for the big day. So right, I'm going to get started with this, and I'll bring you as close as I can without burning the camera on the stove. So we're going to start by adding the sugar, 900 grams of sugar. With that's 250 mils of full fat milk. So, and we're just going to heat that gently, stirring it as we go, and we're just going to continue to heat it until the sugar has dissolved. So yeah, so like I was saying, I hope everybody's Christmas preparations are going well, and if not, don't stress out about it. You know, it's not the end of the world. There's quite a few things I had planned to do and I haven't got done for various health reasons, but there we go, we will still have a nice time. Our plans for Christmas Day are, once we've got everybody fed in the morning and we've done all the usual chores, we'll have breakfast, and for Christmas Day we're having smoked salmon and scrambled eggs. Then we will head down to the beach with the dogs. They can have a good run on the beach, and this year we've got a friend joining us, and she's going to bring her 2 dogs along as well. She's on her own this Christmas, so she's going to be spending it with us. And down on the beach we'll have we'll take along a couple of snacks, a flask of hot chocolate, and what else are we going to take? Perhaps some mince pies. I'm going to be doing some mince pies tonight. Some sausage rolls. I did get my sausage rolls made, and I've done, what flavour are they? Welsh Dragon, which is a spicy pork. Yeah, so we shall take some sausage rolls and mince pies and hot chocolate and have them on the beach with the dogs, so the dogs can have a good run around. Then we'll be back in time to do all the late afternoon, early evening chores, get everybody fed and bedded down, and light the fire. And what we have been doing since we've moved here, we've been doing this. We have we don't bother with turkey or a roast dinner and that, so we've got lobster, scallops, prawns and crab, and I will do a bit of a salad to go with that. I've just been cooking up some beetroot this morning. Our friend will be coming back to join us. She'll go down and see to her animals, then she'll come back and join us, and we will just sit in front of the fire, and we usually do a garlic mayonnaise dip as well. and we'll just sit in front of the fire and enjoy the company and the food. Right, that sugar has now dissolved. So next stage is add the butter. It's 210 grams of unsalted butter, and that goes in to melt down. Yeah, so it will just be, you know, just a very relaxed affair. I am cooking Christmas Eve. I'm cooking up, I've taken one of our chickens out the freezer. That's defrosting, so I shall do as a roast chicken dinner. We've got some lovely sprouts ready, so we shall have sprouts done with chorizo with it, and then and a few roast potatoes. Over the next few days we have got, let me see, I've got some dips made up. I've done a wild mushroom pate, which I did back in late summer when the wild mushrooms were about, and that's in the freezer. We've also got some of our goat ham, which will be ready, and some of our homemade Wensleydale cheese and cheddar cheese. And we just intend spending a couple of days together, after seeing to animals, of course, and chores, and just having a bit of a relaxing time. And then, of course, it will be back to normal next week. We're not doing anything for New Year this year. So, see if I can just get you a little bit closer. So that butter is melting away nicely now. And to do this, you really, well, you don't have to, but you are best to have a sugar thermometer. So there's my trusty one I've had for years, and once everything is in, we just heat it all up, and we bring it to what they call a soft ball stage. So I'm just waiting for the butter to melt, and then I'll add the condensed milk. So, like I said, there is nothing healthy about this. So it really is a special occasion treat. So, and I used to love it when it was made when I was a child. It was one of mine, along with the non-alcoholic ginger wine. It was one of my favourites when my mum used to make it up. I used to love it coming from school, and she used to use the old tin lids from biscuits and that's what she used to set it in. So I've got a greased baking tray ready. The butter's nearly finished melting. So it's about there. Now I'm going to add the condensed milk. Condensed milk is, you know, very heavy in sugar as well. So get as much out of the tin as possible. So this is 397 grams of condensed milk, and the butter was 110 grams. Now I know some people have started adding nuts and chocolate and all of that to it, but I think as soon as you do that, it's no longer Scottish tablet. You're actually, that's more of a fudge. So I'm going to stir all that together, and this is when we just want to start bringing it up to temperature. Got a dog hair there. So I'm going to bring that up to temperature, and once it's at temperature and it starts bubbling away, I'll come back and we'll start with the next bit, because it is going to take a while to get up to temperature, which is approximately about 110 degrees centigrade, about 270 Fahrenheit. So yes, that's going to take a bit of a while to get up there, especially on my stove. And yeah, so we'll come back to it once I've reached temperature. Right, it's not far off reaching temperature. As you can see, it's bubbling away. You do have to be really careful. Hot sugar or boiling sugar, you know, will can cause some serious injuries, and you do need to keep giving it a bit of a stir, because you don't want it to catch on the bottom of the pan. But it's starting to slightly darken up in colour as well, and it's not far off reaching temperature. Once it's reached temperature, I will take it off the heat, leave it a couple of minutes, and then it gets a good beating with a wooden spoon, and that will yeah, then that is it really done. You know, it's just almost there. Then it'll just be poured into the pan and left to set. So my grandson is calling in later on today. There's a couple of parcels here arrived in the post for him, so no doubt he will be after some of this to take away with him. So I'm just going to keep boiling it up. This is the important one. This and the beating is the two important parts of it, to get the right texture and to be able to get it to set. So once I'm ready to start the beating, I will come back and I will show you that bit. Right, I've taken it off the heat, and as you can see, it's that lovely caramel colour now, which is what we want. And now it's just a case of beating it to help it cool and to reach, and we've got to keep beating until it starts to reach its setting. Now this can take a good bit of beating, and this is what gives it the nice crystallised, sort of like sugary texture. And yeah, I mean, it's not that difficult to do, you know. It's not something really children can do because of the high temperatures involved with the sugar, etc. But the children would definitely enjoy it. We always did as children. And I mean, it is starting to thicken up now. I can feel it thickening. When my elder sister got married, quite some years ago now, and it was a Scottish wedding, and for her wedding favours I made Scottish tablet. So it was trays and trays of Scottish tablet, and there is a like a saying that goes with it as well. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but it's basically to bring them good health, fortune, happiness, etc. So and And again, that's a very, very old Scottish tradition to give out Scottish tablet at a wedding, whereas other weddings I've been to, you know, it's been the sugar bonbons. Well, nowadays they just sort of give all sorts, don't they, as favours. But you know, going back to the old traditional ones, it used to be like the sugared bonbons. But this to me is just yeah, this is Christmas as well. You know, it's always been part of our Christmas, and my kids have always enjoyed it. We enjoyed it as children. I know my mum absolutely adored Scottish tablet. I can feel it coming up to its starting to set, because it's leaving, I don't know if you can see it, but it's leaving the lines. I'll give it one more good beating, and it's starting to set on the bottom of the pan. So I'm now going to pour it into my tray that I prepared earlier, and then just leave it somewhere cool to set, out of the reach of the dogs. Yeah. You can see that's, I'll tilt it up and show you in a minute. In all the corners, and you can tell it's starting to set because it's starting to get a skin on the top. And once it's cooled down, before it's completely set, I will start to cut through it. So to make some nice and neat little squares. There's my other spoon. Tap it down, get any air bubbles out of it. But just to show you in the pan where it is definitely starting to set. As you see, it's holding its shape. It is still very, very hot. So, but I shall scrape them bits out, and they won't go to waste, and that will be let's tilt you back up again. That will just be left to cool. Then I will store it all, and I'll come back and show you once it's all done and cooled and ready to take it out of the pan. So I'll be back with you in a bit.